Hello and welcome to this podcast series recorded by me, Ed Langley, Engineering Manager at Witekio, in collaboration with Martin Lesniak, Applications Engineer at ST Microelectronics. This series of 5 podcasts is dedicated to understanding ST's STM32MP1 microprocessor offering. Enjoy! Hello, my name is Ed Langley, Engineering Manager at Witekio UK. And with me today, I've got Martin Lesniak, Applications Engineer at ST Microelectronics. Nice to meet you, Martin.
Very nice meeting you as well.
We're here today to talk about the STM32MP1. Martin, can you give us some of the key features of the MP1, please?
Sure. So as you know, ST has made, we've been in microcontroller business for a very long time. And again, very, very successful with the STM32 offering that we've had, I think, since 2007 or thereabouts. And of course, all those devices and the ecosystem and everything else, but most of those devices are based on ARM's Cortex-M core. So to put the MP1 kind of in perspective, I view it as an extension of the devices that we've offered for a number of years. It is a higher performing product in the sense that it is a device that's capable of running operating systems such as Linux. So on the processing end of things, we do have a single or dual core A7, and those cores can run up to 800 megahertz. But this device also contains a coprocessor within it based on the Cortex-M4. So it is a heterogeneous type of an architecture, and that CPU can run up to 209 megahertz. With these types of systems, versus microcontrollers, the memory infrastructure is a bit different. So on the RAM side, we support, synchronous DRAM and the DDR, various forms of DDR. And on the non-volatile storage end of things, this device supports eMMC, NAND, quad SPI, NOR, SD card. So it's a pretty good fit for a variety of applications out there that will need to utilize some form of storage. Another place where it kind of differs from the traditional microcontroller space would be in its graphics support capabilities. This device supports, has a GPU supporting an OpenGL ES 2.0 standard, and more importantly, peripherals that allow, easy connectivity to various displays out there, including, the MPIDI-DSI units, which tend to be very popular these days. And of course, this is compatible with graphics infrastructure that Linux has supported for some time now, and compatible frameworks such as Qt or of course Android. And then the third part of the device is really the peripheral set. And from the peripheral set aspect of it, I still view it as a microcontroller. Just because the peripheral set is so similar to what we would have in a, let's say, higher end device like an STM32H7, and those things include USB connectivity, gigabit Ethernet, CAN-FD, I2C, UART, SPIs, some multimedia centric interfaces that mainly in the audio area. And of course, what's important in microcontroller and important here is the availability of various timers. And we have this device has plenty of those, just like a microcontroller would.
Excellent. Okay, you mentioned that it runs Linux, of course. There, how mature would you say the integration with Linux is on the MP1?
We do feel that maturity level is quite high. ST has developed an open source Linux distribution, and we call it OpenST Linux. It has been mainlined and, to us, acknowledged and accepted by the Linux community. The distribution supports development for the A7 side of the device equation, and it contains elements such as the Linux, BSP, kernel drivers, boot chain, a secure OS, which in our case is managed by Opti. We do extensively test our releases and hold them to a very high standard. And of course, as with any release, there is a long-term maintenance strategy, and our approach has been to support, each major release for a period of about 2 years or so, and then rely on the community or authorized partners to extend the support duration, and this is really based on customers' needs.
So there we are. That was the key features of the STM32MP1, a podcast by Witekio in collaboration with ST Microelectronics. Stay tuned for the second episode coming soon, securing your device on the STM32MP1.